Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. My dear student, Assalamu alaikum. Today we are going to start the lecture number 3 from the history and importance of the hadith. So the third lecture is about the structure of hadith. I have skipped one topic from Frkhanda Noor Muhammad's book, types of hadith. We will study it inshallah by tomorrow. In order to understand the type of hadith, you need to understand the topic structure of hadith. So let's start studying the hadith. So as we have studied, actually hadith is the words of Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, which used to help us, which used to dictate us to live a good life. In order to understand the hadith, in order to understand the Holy Quran, we must need to have the information of hadith. Got it? So basically hadith do have two parts. In the different books of al-hadith like Sahih Bukhari or Sahih Muslim, the writer actually wrote down all the complete hadith. If we studied the hadith, if we go through from the books of Sahih Bukhari or Sahih Muslim or other books, we will find actually that there are two parts of hadith. The first one is known as sanad, and the second one is known as matan. Both are the integral part of the tradition. Both are the important part of hadith. We can't ignore any one of these two parts. Okay, now let's start studying about the each and every part. The first part, on the left side of the hadith, when hadith is written somewhere on the left side of hadith, that part is known as sanad. This is the left part, the part 1. So basically the sanad is the chain of the names of the narrators, the people who narrated hadith from one person to another person. The list of their name is known as sanad. And basically this is the series of authority. The people who heard from the Holy Prophet, then they transmitted the hadith to their students. After the students actually transmitted to their students, and their student transmitted to the other students. So this is how the name of the people who heard the hadith from their teacher, and in the end the companion who heard it from the Holy Prophet, their names are known as they're known as sanad. So basically the narrators are also called as muhaddis, the people who used to discuss hadith, the people who used to transmit hadith, they are known as muhaddis. So the word sanad means to support, because this part used to give support to the words of the Holy Prophet. This part used to give support to the words or actions of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. So that is why this part has a specific meaning, that is sanad. Sanad means to support. Next, so the name of the narrator might be few in numbers, or more than 1, 2, 3. Got it? So they might be 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So every hadith has different names. Every hadith actually might have different names of the narrators, number of the narrators. They might be 1, 2, 3 up to 5. Okay, why they are 5 or why they are 1? So basically it depends how far the compiler of hadith is from the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. For example, let me quote you example. For example, Holy Prophet said something. For example, pray as you see me offering prayer. So this is the words of the Holy Prophet. Then Hazrat Abdullah bin Umar heard this from Hazrat Holy Prophet, and Hazrat Abdullah bin Umar, he narrated the words of the Holy Prophet to his student known as Nafi, who then that Nafi actually narrated those words to his student Hazrat Anas bin Malik. Then Hazrat Anas bin Malik narrated the words of the Holy Prophet to his student. Then the student of Hazrat Malik thought that I need to compile the hadith, I need to write the words of the Holy Prophet. So now you can mention how many people are over there from him to the Holy Prophet. 1, 2, 3 and 4, because he was the compiler of hadith. He thought that I need to write down the hadith of the Holy Prophet. When he started to write the hadith, he is going to write down all the names, that how this hadith came to him, how this hadith actually received by him, who was the transmitter of hadith from one person to another person. For example, if Nafi want to write down the hadith, what will happen? There will be only one name after him, Abdullah bin Umar, because he was very close to the Holy Prophet, so that is why there is only one name. And the student of Hazrat Imam Anas, he is far away from the Holy Prophet, so that is why that is 4 names are over there. I think you have understood my point. Okay, many books were also written in order to check the genuinity of hadith, of the name of the narrators. So many books has been written down by different people in order to know, in order to get familiar with the name of the narrators, that who were the people who were involved in the transmitting of the hadith. Why they do so? So that actually there might not be any kind of a risk or something. Got it? This is the important part of the hadith. Okay. Last but not least, different example. Hazrat Imam Malik, who heard from Nafi, and Nafi who heard from Ibn Umar, and Ibn Umar who heard from the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. These all are the muhaddiseen, they are all the narrator of the hadith. Last but not least, different checks are made to ensure the authenticity of the name of the narrators, that how actually hadith, the narrator of hadith, they got some specific quality in order to know whether they are real or not. Got it? You need to understand. Okay, second part is known as matan. Basically they usually are in inverted commas, as you can see from the picture. They will be in inverted commas, while there is another sign from which actually we can found that actually whether this is sanad or something else. In your books they will be in italic form, number 1, and number 2 they will be in inverted commas, and the name of book will be written after a specific statement. So this is how we can know that actually these are the words of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. Okay, matan are the words of the Prophet, peace be upon him, which was said by him. Okay, so this is also a second part of the hadith, and so basically the sanad depends on the matan. If there is no matan, then there is no need of sanad. If there is a matan, we do need sanad in order to check the authenticity of the matan. So matan is the text of the hadith. Matan is the words of the hadith. Okay, number 3, they might be long or short. It depends. When Holy Prophet want to explain something in detail, there will be a specific words over there. If he want to state something in a shorter form, it will have few words in it, so it might be long or short. It depends on the explanation of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. Then comes it is the integral part of the hadith. Got it? It is the integral part of hadith. Without matan there will be no hadith. Sanad depends on matan, and matan depends on sanad. If there is no sanad, then will be no matan. If there is a matan, it also need a sanad. For example, Holy Prophet said, "Pray as you see me offering prayer." So this is the example of the matan, the words of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. In the same way, different checks are made to check the authenticity of hadith, because the compiler of hadith, the scholar of hadith, they made different checks, different criteria in order to know whether hadith is authentic or not, whether the matan of the Holy Prophet been said by him or not. So they made some specific checks. They made some specific criteria in order to check the authenticity of hadith. Inshallah, tomorrow we are going to study about the different types of hadith, and in that lecture we are going to study the different checks which has been made by the scholars on sanad and matan. So until then, Allah Hafiz.